with Christina Shalhoub. Brought to you by the Preserve Sporting Club and Resort.
What a start to the week, you guys. I know it looks super cloudy behind me, but believe it or not, there are hardly any clouds around not just southern New England, but New England on the whole. This is all the smoke and haze from the wildfires up in Canada, essentially riding the jet stream back to where we live. And the big issue here, other than that it's just there, is that high pressure's in charge and the air is sinking. And that means a lot of this, rather than just staying in the upper atmosphere and just looking hazy, is actually making its way down to the ground. So over the next couple of days, you'll notice some of that smoke and haze still, really through Tuesday and into early Wednesday, but it gets better and better each day. Tomorrow, for example, I think a lot less of it actually reaches the ground, in part because the air is going to get mixed up a little bit by a cold front that's currently just hugging the border there as we look a little further to our north. This cold front's going to droop south and help us out within about 24 hours or so, but more on that in just a second. Let's get into what's happening here and now. As you can see, again, satellite and radar, there's really nothing to talk about. No rain, not even any cloud cover. It's just that smoke and haze. So just make sure you're staying weather aware when it comes to your health, when it comes to the air quality. It hasn't been the greatest. It's not bottom of the barrel by us here, but it is something that we're concerned about for the absolute most sensitive groups, folks with things like asthma, really bad allergies, COPD, and heart disease. So just make sure you're spending some time indoors in the AC. Overnight tonight, still stay mostly clear. Temperatures largely in the low to mid 60s, which is really right where we should be this time of year. And then as we flip the switch into tomorrow, we're not too far from average either. Average for this time of year in Providence is 83. We're going to be at 84, 79 for Newport and for Westerly, and 82 as we head to New Bedford. Now you can see mix of sun and clouds, but a stray shower with the little icon there. You're looking at it. It's not out of the question as we move into the really late afternoon and early evening as that front finally comes through here. So you can see again more in the way of cloud cover tomorrow. I do think we see some peaks of sun, although at times it may just look straight up gray between the clouds and the smoke. And then we'll end up with that potential of a shower, even a thunderstorm further to our west. So if you're traveling to western Connecticut or parts of the Berkshires, even Worcester County, I wouldn't count out a rumble of thunder in those areas. For us, I don't really think so. I think it's just a drip or a drop, and that's at most. I think most of us stay just plain dry tomorrow. It's just the clouds we're contending with. Then as we look into the 7-day forecast, you know, it's really pretty benign. I'm going to back off the screen for a second, but I'm coming back because we have more to talk about on a bigger, more global scale. But as we look close to home, you can see again, there's not too much happening here this week. It's relatively quiet. High pressure is largely in charge, and it means that we have a pretty easygoing week. Most of us seeing the upper 70s, low 80s until the weekend, at which point it looks beautiful. Some sunshine, temperatures in the mid 80s by Sunday and Monday, and humidity goes up just a little bit. But here we go. We got to talk about what else is happening here, not just across the country, but across the globe. It is that time of year where we're really keeping our eyes on the Atlantic basin. We do have Dexter right now, a tropical storm that, let me just say this straight away, is coming nowhere near us. This thing's headed out to sea, out into the Atlantic basin and away from us here in southern New England. So that's the good news. This is our D-named storm this year after Andrea, Barry, and Chantal. Now, why do I bring this up other than the fact that it's not too far away, at least compared to the others we've seen? Well, we're starting to get out of the doldrums of the tropical season and into what we call a more active stretch, especially as we get toward that peak of the tropical season as we get to about September 10th. So